Your name's Lorna?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to know the policy and procedure for giving medical treatment there.
Medical treatment. So this is the behavioral health department.
Right. I'd like to know the policies. Do you turn people away that are asking for medical treatment?
No, we are an emergency room. So we have a behavioral health department.
Oh, well, well, ma'am, you don't turn people away. So that happened December 31st when I was police scammed in Garland to keep me from having a hotel stay at Motel 6 in Garland. So I told them I was having a mental crisis to get off the streets out the rain and cold. And December 31st, 2020, I was deprived of medical treatment. So I'm getting down to the bottom of why that happened. I saw police there guarding the hospital and enforcing probably criminal activity with staff. And I just wanted to get to the bottom of what happened. I'm sorry, what was your name?
My name is Lana. Lana.
Okay.
If you have a concern of a mistreatment, that you had or a family member had at our hospital.
I just want to know what happened when I came in there. Are you depriving me of the right to know?
No, ma'am.
Okay, that's what I want to get a resolution and speak with people about the procedure.
I can transfer you to the director of the department. You can leave her a voicemail.
I'd like to speak with someone, a live person, ma'am. I don't get my calls returned. Metro PCS won't correct the issue. I'm not allowed to get my calls returned. I've already left a message and the call hasn't been returned.
You've left a message for which department?
I called and I left a message regarding the situation last week. And it hasn't been returned, so I just want to speak with a live person about being medical treatment.
To the hospital? Ma'am, I can't. If you're talking and I'm talking, we're not.
Why would you gaslight me, ma'am? You didn't answer the question that I asked, and then you gaslit me to cover for your bad behavior. I don't think that it's appropriate for you guys to deny me medical treatment and you cover for it and then gaslight me, as they've done years for mistreatment that I experienced.
So were you ever admitted to the hospital?
This is the hospital. Are you able to look in your system? I can give you my information. You're the hospital.
What's your last name, ma'am?
It's Clark, C-L-A-R-K.
You were admitted to our hospital was December 31st of 2020.
Okay, and if I was asking for medical treatment for a mental crisis, when did they release me?
Can you verify your address and date of birth, because I need to make sure that...
We've already went over that, ma'am. We went over that, and you just told me that you showed that I was there on December 31st. And then you need to do it again?
Ma'am, I need to verify that I have the right, that I'm talking to you.
Well, you've already done that, and you told me I'll do it again, ma'am. These calls are really unusual, ma'am, for years. My mobile provider enforces it. I'll verify the information again, ma'am.
Time I'm showing that you were at our hospital.
I'm not being heard, ma'am. I asked you when I was discharged.
January 1st of 2021.
Okay, so I asked for medical treatment, and I was discharged, and I was deprived of medical treatment?
You were medically cleared before they discharged you.
If I'm telling Sally, how would they medically clear me if I'm stating that I'm having a mental crisis because I can't get the government to stop terrorizing me, sabotaging housing in the rain and cold, even at hotel stays? How would they have clarity? And I'm telling them I'm having a mental crisis to know to discharge me for 3 or 4 a.m. that morning when it was still dark. Why would they ignore that my pleas for help, that it was traumatic being terrorized by the government with no resolution for years, and force me to not get treatment?
It looks like the psychiatric assessor felt after the assessment that you are not a harm to yourself or others, and that you were given resources for homeless shelters as well as...
Why didn't they follow the protocol and place me in an environment and help me with the assistance that I told them? Ma'am, I'm just trying to tell you what happened. Why would they not follow the protocol and place me in a safe environment and not help me with the police terrorizing me and violating me as they were there doing so at the hospital stay?
Okay, ma'am. One moment. I need to get you to supervisor because, I answered your question.
You're condoning the police terrorizing me and violating me when I'm trying to get mental treatment to escape their abuse? You're condoning that at a hospital?
One moment, ma'am.
Years. So they forget in their schemes that they don't make sense. How would they know if I'm having a mental crisis? It's me. If I'm trying to lie, and I mean, it is traumatic. If I'm trying to lie because they are depriving me of the right to be at hotel stays, they have no right to tell me I'm not having a mental crisis and put me out early that morning when it's still dark. Police personally escorted me personally. That's not normal for police to repetitively escort people out at hospital stays and then deflect and blame me for their bad behavior. Here's the kicker. If I'm so dangerous and I'm such a big threat and they have to escort me out, why are you depriving me of mental health treatment? If I'm that dangerous and police have to escort me out, if that's the con, then perhaps, am I supposed to be dangerous or not? You're escorting me out, police. Scam likely's calling the interruptions. I don't get real calls. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks for holding. So I talked to my supervisor here, and she said that the best thing for you to do to be able to talk about this case is to talk to the Patient Advocacy Center and let them know that you feel like you were, mistreated.
I just wanted to know the policy. I don't know why I would be deprived of information to know the policy. Why would I keep consistently get deprived everywhere I know to go to know the procedure? I'm not being heard. That's not what I'm asking for. I'm not being heard.
Okay, the policy is that if they deem that you're not a risk to yourself or others...
Why would the police escort me out, ma'am? Why did the police come in and escort me out?
I am not sure. I was not there 2 years ago.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get clarity on, ma'am, and you're making it very difficult. We're covering for it, as multiple parties have done years. My mobile provider won't get to the bottom of why everywhere I call, they're covering up for crimes. They just did it.
So that's why calling the Patient Advocacy Center would be the best.
They don't call me back, ma'am. I've already called this number and waited a long time. I've already called numbers and left messages. I don't understand why you can't direct me to a live person that can give me resolutions and protocol that are supposed to be followed.
The best person that can get you...
I want to speak with a live person. I'd like to speak with a live person. I'd like you to transfer me.
The Patient Advocacy Center is a live person. If you leave a message and your date of birth...
They don't call me back, ma'am.
Okay, let me put you on hold and see if I can get in touch with someone and transfer you.
Okay, thank you.
Moment.
I'm here, ma'am.
Yes, her name is Sandra Harris. It's going to her voicemail. I'm going to transfer you.
I'm not being heard, ma'am, as I haven't been for years. I'm not allowed to get my calls, ma'am.
This is the best way that I can help you, ma'am.
Because these crimes consistently keep getting enforced and cover up for years, ma'am. So there's no way I can call. There's no one, ma'am. So does it say on the file that the police were supposed to be there and supervising me and guarding me at the hospital stay? Does it have that in the record? You looked and you saw that I was discharged and they didn't see any issue and they discharged me. Well, why were police there guarding me if I was such a big threat? It's just really not making a lot of sense.
If you were upset that you were being discharged, it might have been that...
No, they were there prior at my hospital stay. I'm not being heard, ma'am. They were there guarding my hospital stay when I was shot. Ma'am, I'm telling you what happened and you're covering for it. So at my hospital stay, they were there. Ma'am, are you covering for it and don't want me to speak and tell you what happened? You just said you weren't there. How can you properly direct me if you won't let me communicate and you're covering for it?
What's in front of me.
Well, let me tell you, because I was there. That's why I called you for clarity that you're denying me clarification for and sabotaging assistance. Ma'am, let me tell you what happened, ma'am. And then we can go from there and find the right avenue.
No, we're not going to keep talking about this.
Are you covering for it like everyone I call, ma'am, for years?
The person
that's extreme. If police were there guarding me and you're covering for it.
You to the person that can help you, Mrs. Clark.
I don't get my calls returned, ma'am. I'm not getting heard. There's this forced calls. Are you aware that the government's committing the crime of hacking my phone network and forcing me to repetitively make calls as they've done years? The FBI, CPS.
Mrs. Clark, I cannot assist you with this issue that you feel like you're having. I can transfer you to the patient.
You won't let me speak. You won't let me speak. You have information on the account. You're trying not to incriminate yourself, ma'am, as all parties have done. I tried to report this to my cell phone provider, and they did the same thing. What you're trying to do is transfer me so you don't incriminate anyone, which is still criminal. So you have the account up. I wanted to know why police were there guarding me. And if I didn't have, if I had no mental health issues, why were there guarding me? Then you covered for it and said that they thought that I was having a problem with being discharged. If I was under that big threat of about being discharged, then I needed to be there. If they had to guard me and escort me out because I acted this crazy getting discharged, then that meant that I needed to be there. Get your story straight.
Mrs. Clark, I've helped you to the best of my ability based on the information that I see in your chart. I'm going to transfer you to the Patient Advocacy Center, and they'll be able to...
But I'm not being heard. I'm not allowed my calls, ma'am. I've already spoke with my provider. They won't give me proper assistance. They continue to get away with felonies that continue to be unaddressed for years.
Thank you, Mrs. Clark. Have a good day.
So I would spend hours and hours just day after day because I was fighting for my life and go through this years. I knew that something was absolutely wrong.
Record your message at the tone.
So they know full blown well that I'll try to, get some help to prevent the issue that they have created with my job. It would be common sense to provide, to try to get some assistance to not be out on the street. That's common sense. They know my pattern and my behavior. So they use their law enforcement power to enforce the crimes and abuse. They know exactly who I am as a person. That's why they guard me and stalk me. Because I if I'm going down a street and then there's an avenue to assist, I'll just go there sporadically. They know this. So then they have to stalk and use stakeout behavior in law enforcement avenues to enforce their stalking and abuse. So anyway, let me try another one. I spoke with David at City Hall. And then that officer said the other day, R. Peterson, that he was going to give my number to this victim advocate that left in the middle of doing a report, assisting me. This is the advocate right here. She left and never came back. All victims advocates play games when the police weren't actually coming personally interrupting them.
Hello, this is Chuck.
Hello, I thought I called the number for Thalia Lopez.
Oh, no, wrong number. Sorry. This is, what is my number?
Okay, I'm sorry. I did dial the wrong number. Thank you.
That's okay. All right.
For Thalia Lopez. No one is available to take your call. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press the pound key for more options.
Hello, I came in. My name is Keyana Clark. I came in a while back, and you said that you would assist me. And you left to get numbers to call around to get me in a safe environment and give me referrals and never came back. And then when I tried to get some assistance, they were rude. When I asked them what happened with you, they were rude and deprived me of the ability to speak with you further. My ability to speak with all victims advocates and all the domestic violence organizations has been sabotaged, as I reported to you prior. So I've called you and left messages, and my call hasn't been returned, as well as a multitude of other victims advocates have played games. Is someone enticing you to deprive me of services like all domestic violence organizations have done? Anyway, my contact number again, and Peterson said that he was going to give your information, R. Peterson, badge number 266. He was going to give your information, my information to you, and I still haven't got a call. And I fear my safety as I feared it years, and nothing has been done. So please call me back. So this is a supervisor for the Frank Crowley. There's the supervisor's information right here. It won't let me call it. This is it right here. Right there. This is a crime. You just can't decide that you don't want to make someone place calls that help them escape your abuse. This is criminal. They've been out of control for a long time with no consequences. They don't want me calling it, as they've done years. You have to see it to believe it. That's the number right there that I'm not allowed to call. That says 214-653-6080. Let me try to call again. It's sick. This is for Chrissy Ballum, something like that.
Victim Services. This is Chrissy. How can I help you?
Yes, I'd like information on how to get a protection order and try to get assistance and place them in a safe environment.
Is it for a domestic violence situation?
It is.
Okay, and when did this happen, ma'am?
It's happening right now. I currently get gang stalked, and I am blacklisted from services at a multitude of locations. And I just wanted to know the avenues I can take to protect myself and what exactly I can do.
Okay, I can give you the number for the protective orders unit.
Okay, what do you do there as a victim services coordinator?
I can give you resources on, are you needing a place to stay? If it's regarding a domestic violence, I can transfer you down to their unit, and Miss Caitlin can assist you.
Okay, so as a victim coordinator, the only thing that you do is referrals, and you refuse to help in any other kind of avenue for assistance. That's the only thing victim coordinators do, is just we give referrals and not do anything else. Just give them numbers to call, and that's it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you don't want them to have legal avenues or their rights, education?
I can give you, if it's a domestic violence, I can give you the number for, the family place.
Oh, but you as a legal representative victims coordinator, you don't want to give anyone any information on their rights and advocate and help them get out of an abusive situation?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give you that information.
Okay, well, what avenues would one take for that situation that I went over? What are my rights and, to get protection? What exactly are the avenues that I...
You can contact the protective orders unit.
Okay, you don't want to give me any information, period?
Ma'am, that's who will help you to get a protective order.
Okay, so I called a victims coordinator, and you don't want me to have any information for this call? Because I've been getting referred years, ma'am. And I just wanted to know, since I have you on the line and you have expertise as a victim services coordinator, what can you give me the number that I just called? That way it just won't be all these blank calls, as it's been years with getting nothing resolved.
Okay. What kind of assistance are you trying to get?
I'd like to know what you do there. We still haven't got that resolution as any location I've called for years. Can you tell me what you do there to assist so I can have knowledge on how you can help?
Families of homicide. I work with murder victims' families. I help domestic violence cases, robberies, assault.
Okay, domestic violence victims, how do you help with that? Domestic violence, how would you help with that?
Okay, let me transfer you down to the domestic violence.
You help with that, but you're transferring me so you won't help me? Years they don't call me back. Even if I wanted to, my phone is guarded and I will not get the call. Even from people I meet on the streets. Friendships. She hung up. Now they don't answer. Since she hung up, let me call back. Hello? I was disconnected. Are you there? Why would someone answer the phone and not speak? Childlike behavior. Hello? Am I being taunted? Hello? Are you sure that this is the domestic violence coordinator? Why would you mistreat me? Hello? This is what they did at the George Allen. Denitra Brown. This is psychologically abusive, as it has been years. To disregard someone fighting for their life in a crisis, arresting them, insulting them when they're terrified, is really sadistic. And then now enlisting other conspirators so you don't incriminate yourselves. To be a part of crimes is even sicker. So multiple parties get to have other parties take the fall for their crimes since they have incriminated themselves with no consequences. Hello?
Reached David Keys, assistant to the city manager with the city of Duncanville.
Hello, my name is Keyana Clark. I spoke with you a while back and you were rather pleasant when we our first meeting. And I told you about police involvement in my abuse, and they enforce crimes and psychological abuse and false arrest and a big extreme, even conversations with people. And you have evidence of that because they even interrupted our conversation, our meeting. So I gave you my YouTube channel and you told me you call me back and you would not include police in this and you would have a victim's advocate call me. That never happened. In addition to that, a police did call me and tried to set me up and frame me with mental illness. So I'm not heard by any police department in trying to get help with this stalking and abusive situation that I haven't been able to escape for years. They have created an issue with my employment. And I'm scared because I'm deprived of services everywhere I go. I don't have rights to housing. I don't have right to proper treatment. I can't even get my car detailed now. Even food and water have been deprived of that, medical treatment. So I'm not safe. So anyway, I tried to get reported to the FBI. All locations I've been to have covered for it, which I think makes this a threat to national security. And they still cover for this big extreme with no consequences. My contact number, I'm leaving my number and it hung up. He's not even on the call.
Keys, assistant to the city manager with.
Sorry about that. My phone is disconnected. If you can see on my channel, it hung up on its own. My provider enforces all the government's crimes on their network. So strange things like this happen all the time, and I can't get anyone to abide by the law. But here's my number.